Good morning online. I'll come stalk you in a minute. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday service, Sunday gathering. I've been starting to call it the Sunday gathering. I like a gathering of like-minded individuals. So welcome. So Joanna is not here. She is celebrating Father's Day with her papa at a dude ranch in Wisconsin or someplace in the Midwest. She's at a dude ranch. So Joanna, we love and miss you, but we're so glad you're not here and you're having a good time, right? So welcome to everyone as you find your seat. Come on in. And so we're going to begin this morning with just Mike playing just a little noodling so we can kind of settle into our seats and get present to begin our time together. And then I will ring our singing bowl 3 times to again just remind us, right? It's that physical ritual of reminding ourselves, all right, I'm here. It's time. And then we'll begin with an invocation with our practitioner of service today, Miss Mary Russell. All right, so welcome.
God is all there is. God is the all-inclusive energy that has created everything out of itself. Therefore, I know I am an emanation of this all-inclusive spirit. I know I have access to everything God has put forth, love, joy, health, abundance, everything. I have access to it. And as I know this of myself, I know this of each of you here and on Facebook Live. You are emanations of the one inclusive energy. You too have access to all there is, everything. Abundance, health, pleasure, everything. There's a glitch though. We have to turn to God and say yes. It isn't just dumped on us. So in our presence here today, that's what we're doing. We're turning to God and we're saying, yes, God, bring it on. We want our gifts because it is your good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And we are saying yes to our kingdom. So bring it on. And we will step forward and move our feet and do all that we can to have this all happen. So it's here today. It's here today in the music of Lisa and Mick, and it's here in the words of Reverend Charlene. It's here for us. So open your hearts and your minds and let it sink in, and knowing this is going to be a wonderful day for all of us and every father. Happy Father's Day. So thank you all, and so it is.
Yes. I love it. What a great way to start an opening prayer. Bring it on! Right? Thank you, Mary. That is so great. I love it. Bring it on. Dump it on me. I am ready. Dump it on me. Welcome. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, practitioner. Thank you, practitioner. High practitioner consciousness opening us up for today. So welcome. If it's your first time here today, welcome. I see some new faces. I won't point you out or make you do, some kind of trick for us. We welcome you. We are an open and loving community. All are welcome here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All are welcome here. We come here to celebrate our uniqueness, our diversity, our sameness, because it's all of us, right? Isn't it interesting when we finally connect with someone, right, where we think they're so much different than us I do it, right? I think, oh, that person is just so different from me. But then when you really get to know them, we are the same. We have many of the same attributes and likes and dislikes. And so how good it is to come to a community where you have the opportunity to say hello and get to know one another for all of the sameness and all of the diversity. How good it is. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, online. We see you. Hey, Zach, let's just do let's say hello. Can we say hello to online? Let's do a little spin in the camera. Everybody, let's say hello online. Hey, online. Hello, welcome. Welcome. That was good. You almost did like a wave at the stadium. That was great. Great. So welcome. So, I'm Reverend Charlene. Hello. It's my joy and honor to be here with you today. We have some wonderful, we're in for a big treat. We have Nick and Lisa, guest artists today, giving us the gift of their musical talent and art, so thank you. And we are in our month of self-care. So as far as self-care, can one of the coordinators, turn the air conditioning on? For me, please, whoever that is. I'm already schwitzing, so thank you. We'll get it cooled down in here a little bit. I want everybody awake. Gotta be awake. All right. So we're going to begin our time together with our community song. I invite us to stand up as we sing Holy, Holy Way. So I am going to be your lead songstress. I'm not going to have my mic on, but I will lead us. Okay, I'll do my best to lead us. So let's sing together Holy, Holy Way. All right, take it away, Jim and Mike. As you know, I've said it before, I'd be up here like, and I don't do that anymore. I actually sing, but it's not my skill set. I have other skill sets. I leave that skill set to the beloveds who can sing on too. So, thank you for that. Thank you for accommodating me and playing. We're having some fun. All right, speaking of fun, are you ready for this? All right, next slide. Okay, we're going to do some quotes. Kung Fu, Star Trek, or a religious quote. You decide. Are you ready for this? It's a tough one. Any of us who have watched Star Trek or Kung Fu from like the, well, I don't know, 60s or 70s, but they're replaying now, right? There are some brilliant quotes in those scripts. So, you ready to play?
Ready.
All right, Nate. Okay, here's the first one. There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind. What do we think? Kung Fu, Star Trek, or a religious quote? Kung Fu. So, Kung Fu, Star Trek, religious quote. All right, it's from the Buddha. See? Okay. Fear is the only darkness. Weakness prevails over strength. Kung Fu? Star Trek? Spiritual. It's Kung Fu. Kasapa. All right. All life is sacred. The thorn defends the rose. It harms only those who would steal the blossom from the plant. Religious? Kung Fu. Okay, couple more. Do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Let the day's own trouble be sufficient for the day. Spiritual quote?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's from the Bible, so yes. All right, two more. Without freedom of choice, there is no creativity. Kung Fu? Star Trek? Star Trek? You're getting good. That's a Star Trek. Good job. All right, last one. Insufficient facts always invite danger. Star Trek. Star Trek? We can see Spock saying that, right? Insufficient facts always invites danger. I like that one personally. So thank you. It's just interesting to me how intertwined and interwoven, right, the spiritual truths really are. And we can find them in almost anything. We can find them in a Star Trek 30 minutes or a Kung Fu 30 minutes. We can also find them in the great works of the Bhagavad Gita and the Bible and the Holy Scripts, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So thank you for playing. I thought that was fun. That came from one of the books I'm reading this week is Soul Boom by Rainn Wilson, and I stole it. I'm unshamelessly. I stole it from him. So he has that game in the book. So that's fun. All right, we're going to, one other thing for the fathers today. We're honoring fathers today, Father's Day. So we have these beautiful little tags for you out front. If you didn't get one and you want to take one home with you, they're really cool. Pat Clark, thank you, Pat, made these. They say cool dad, they have a dad with a heart on them. So if you'd like to take one home or take one to a special person in your life, please take some, okay? All right, Mary Russell's going to come up with our reading for the day. Yes, she is.
Oh my gosh, she is. Okay, so the reading for today is taken from the Science of Mind textbook by our founder, Ernest Holmes, from page 404. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. How many want to receive it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, most hands, 50% of you. I'll take out 50%. Fear is the great enemy of man, but fear is a mental attitude, and as such can be converted into something else. Okay. Fear is the reverse mental attitude of faith, and it is a result of a lack of faith. Fear brings limitation and lack in its wake and destroys the happiness and possibility of a greater degree of livingness in those who suffer from it. Fear blocks the more complete givingness of the Spirit to its highest form of manifestation on this planet, which is you, mankind. Fear arises from that mental attitude which limits the possibility and the willingness of Spirit to give us the good we so greatly desire. There is nothing wrong in the desire for self-expression. God is more completely expressed through the man who lives lively than the one who lives meagerly. Fear is a belief in limitation, a denial that the divine is the center and the source of all good. We must do all in our power to overcome it. Perfect love casts out fear. that his confidence overcomes the depression of doubt. Mental depression can produce physical and financial depression. The psychology of economic cycles prove this. In the midst of plenty, humanity lives in want because of fear. To overcome fear is the greatest adventure of the mind of man. We should contact a large field of faith. This is done by understanding that God is the giver and the sustainer of human life and expression. God is all there is. He is substance and supply. We must learn to accept this. It is God's pleasure to give the kingdom. Then it should be our privilege to accept the gift. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. All right. So we have with us today Lisa and Mick Wager. I'm pronouncing that last name. Wager. Thank you for that. I am not Wager. I am not. So this one, now you know when I do that, right? This one, I have known since middle school. Wow. So we went to Geisler Middle School together, high school together, and we have been connected on Facebook as the great connector of persons our age. I don't know, you youngsters in the back are probably like, oh, what's Facebook? But we've been connected. They live in the Murrieta area, and they are artists, performers, who they perform throughout our valley. And so I'm going to read their bio really quick. I'll get to embarrass them just a scotch. Mick and Lisa are an acoustic guitar and vocal duo with a passion for music and a talent for entertaining. They have been delighting audiences for over 25 years, performing at a variety of venues and occasions, including weddings, corporate events, and private parties. Their repertoire includes classic and contemporary hits, as well as forgotten favorites that will have you tapping your feet and singing along. That is true. Mick and Lisa's engaging stage presence and unique sound make them the perfect addition to any event. I agree. Every time I've seen them, they are fantastic. And so they're going to be, this is a day, they're going to be, so I am going to be drunk this day because they're going to be at Faulkner Winery on June 30th from 12 to 3. And then they're going to be at Palomar Winery at 6 o'clock to open for Desperado, who is the Eagles cover band. So they have a great full day in the winery. And so Susie and I and a bunch of friends, we're going. So we'll see.
You and me, right? Not you.
Yeah, I don't really drink. And I'll sip on some wine, but Susie will be drunk. I'm the driver. But I encourage us to follow them.
Welcome to church.
Yeah. Follow them, find them. They perform all over, and they are fantastic. So please join me in welcoming Lisa and Mick.
Thank you so much, Shirley. Are we on there yet? Yeah. It is a blessing to be here today. Thank you for inviting us.
My love to get down, climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, but I let it slide on down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is that? Can the child turn red if you see my reflection. Snow-covered hills with a landslide down, down. If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills with a landslide.
One more time, please, for Lisa and Nick. All right, I had to put my hair up and took my mic off. Thank you.
Yay.
So beautiful. We're so blessed. Thank you, thank you. All right. So this month we are in embracing self-care. And last week, for those who were brave enough to bear it with me, we went deep last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did. I'm so proud of us. We went there. We talked about it. For those of you who weren't here or didn't watch, we were talking about that God is all, and moving ourselves into a place where we're not in dual thinking, where there's bad and there's good, that God is all. And it's a heavy concept. So I'm proud of us. Today's much lighter. Today is much lighter. Today we are thinking about, contemplating pleasure. So I'm going to reclaim the word pleasure. Because I gotta be honest, when I was setting this talk up and I was, looking at pleasure and thinking about pleasure and writing the word pleasure 9 million times, I went to Susie and I'm like, okay, is it just me? Maybe I'm the only one, I'm going to totally embarrass myself, but pleasure, for me, and maybe some of us, since there was a giggle, has a connotation, has a feeling, vibration to it that felt dirty. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. Kind of dirty. Okay, thank you. You're with me. We're tracking. Yeah. I'm not going to totally embarrass myself. So we're talking about pleasure. And what I hope and I know that we're going to get to at the end of this little chat together is we're really going to embrace and embody that it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And pleasure is a divine quality. It's a divine right of being in these wonderful feeling bodies. So why are we not embracing it? Why are we not living it to its fullest? So on this next slide, I went and found all these words for pleasure. Happiness, flow, joy, channel, satisfaction, creation, creativity, right? Love, joy, all of it fits into that bucket of pleasure. And this month we're looking at emotions, right? Through self-care and embracing our self-care, we're looking at all of our emotional states. And pleasure is a wonderful emotional state to be in. And I really want us to live more from that place, because honestly, when you live from that place of being in pleasure, that's where creativity flows. That is the master teacher of creativity, pleasure. And it's really only us that block it. Really, that's the truth. If we're not feeling it, if we're not having more of it, if we're not feeling pleasure in our physical bodies and in our lives, we could just go right in. I can hold up that mirror and go, hello, Charlene, because I am the only one that blocks it. Truly. Truly. And that's where I want us to be. I want us to be thriving, unblocked, open channels of creativity. And so I'm working today. This is going to be our little symbol for today. The hourglass. Now, in our Tuesday night class here together with practitioner Beth Haas, master teacher, Raymond Charles Barker, which is one of the books I'm using today, talks about the hourglass. And I love it. I went out and bought an hourglass on Amazon. Thank you, Amazon. Now, candidly, when I first bought it, I thought about, the theme songs for Days of Our Lives came up in my head. Because for those of us in that knowing, this is the symbol of the days of our lives. The hourglass, and it's blue too. But the hourglass is a fantastic symbol for us. Because energy must have an outlet. And this is the creative force of the universe. This is God, whatever you want to call the creative power and presence that flows through everything and everyone. And it's literally, like Mary said, dumping itself into life. And this is us, this little neck. Now, this neck doesn't have to be a neck, right? It could be as big as we can accept in our lives. But this is where it flows through us and into life. And then this is the experience. This is all the creativity, all the music, all the art, all the beingness of color and aliveness is here. And God is just pouring itself into us, into everything and everyone. And when we clog this up, what happens? We have maybe not the life experience that we want to experience. Because this is the neck, right? Right here. And if I have false beliefs or doubts or worthiness stuff, it gets clogged, right? And it slows down the flow. And I want all of us to be uncongested, to allow that dumping, that pouring of spirit into us, through us, and out into the world. Never congested. And knowing that pleasure is the emotional core of our aliveness is the key. Okay. Pleasure today. I can't do it. So I wore these pretty shoes because I matched my outfit. And I'll wear my flip-flops. And truth be told, my bunion was not happy. So we are in pleasure. So pleasure today. I'm doing it. So I'm going to wear my flip-flops. So I want us to look at our lives in an authentic, real way, right? There's no shame in our game ever here. We are open and we can look. Because I think we kind of sometimes get on cruise control. And I think in being just on cruise control, we're comfortable. We're good. I'm good. How you doing? I'm good. And that's good. Cruise control is good. I like it. But I think that when we look at our lives, really look, we can discover that we're maybe half living. What Barker says is half living. So I'm doing, a couple books. I'm doing Soul Boom, Rainn Wilson, Power of Decision, Raymond Charles Barker, and we're going to do a little Jesus Aramaic this morning. So those are my books. But Raymond Charles Barker says this, and this is the next slide. You may discover that some areas of your present experience, which you have labeled as being good, are merely comfortable plateaus of accomplishment, and you are resting. How do we know this? How do we know if we're in cruise control? When was the last time you really created something? Think about it. When was the last time you created something with your hands? Now I'm going to look at Lauren because Lauren's creating every day. But truly, when did you create anything? When did you color? When was the last time you colored?
50 years.
When did you turn the music up really loud? Because I think we kind of get in a cruise control, and I want us to be more than that. I want us to play with it. I want us to think about pushing a little bit. Let's push. Because I don't want us to be half living. And I think in our lives, especially now with everything becoming so automated, right? We've got cell phones, we've got computers. They keep us so dang organized. They do. They keep us on track. I'd like us to get off track a little bit. I'd like us to think about not being mechanized. Now we have AI. In fact, I could probably plug this talk in and to GPT, whatever it's called, and it would write this whole talk for me. Right? But that's not being creative, right? I mean, it is for the AI, it's being creative. But for me, to keep this open, writing the talk, doing the PowerPoints, creating my little things, helps keep my creativity flowing. And I don't want us to get hypnotized that order and efficiency give us a better life. Divine order, it's a divine principle of our universe, order. But sometimes disorder can lead to reorder, can lead to order. And disorder can be just fun. It can be fun. I have found this new author. I love her. Her name is Adrienne Marie Brown. I have a little picture, but she has a book called Pleasure Activism. She says this: feeling good is not frivolous, it is freedom. And I know I talk about it a lot, our Western culture and how we've been kind of hypnotized and indoctrinated that pleasure, see, I'm gonna keep saying it, and like really emphasize it. Pleasure is frivolous. It is not. It's mandatory. You know how we talked about that non-negotiable a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Pleasure is non-negotiable. I mean it. If you take away one thing from this month, I hope that it is pleasure. Because we are only here for a short while. And then we're on to whatever soul incarnation we're on next. So why are we not living fully? I want us to feel it in our body, in our bones every day. Feel the pleasure of being alive on this planet. To reclaim that piece of ourselves from childhood. Because that's where the power is. That's where creativity lies. You want to create something in your life? Awaken your pleasure. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, he's the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit. We need therefore only to clear our minds of unbelief and know that it is done unto us as we believe. Okay? Again, we use this a lot today. It is done unto us as we believe. That's this. In this spirit, we can think thoughts of success, and success will follow us as surely as day follows night. For our good thought will not return to us void. It is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. We need only accept it. It is the Father's good pleasure. There's a reason why that exists from the Bible and also from other faith teachings. We need to accept it. because we are the delight of spirit. We are the pleasure of spirit. And I want you to think about this. So the Lord's Prayer, converted from Aramaic into English. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I think we're all familiar with that. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So from the Aramaic, which was the language of Jesus of Nazareth, Aramaic, think about this. Let your delight flow through us in wave and particle. Let your pleasure manifest in us in light and form. Let your desire act through us as communal and individual purpose. Delight, pleasure, desire. That is the Aramaic interpretation of thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The word in there is delight, pleasure, desire. I don't think that's an accident. I just don't. I don't believe in coinkydinks. I think in the original Aramaic, that was the feeling being expressed, that we can create heaven on earth now through delight, pleasure, desire. It is the pleasure of spirit that leads us into more freedom, creating the life that we desire, to release us from discord. And Dr. Ernest Holmes says, if it is God's pleasure to give us the kingdom, then it should be our pleasure and privilege to accept the gift. Do you know how sucky it would be if you gave a gift to somebody and they're like, no, don't need it. I think God is spirit. The universe is constantly activated, pouring its pleasure into this life. And when we clog up this with our false belief and our doubts, pleasure is like, okay, I want to pour into you. So I want us to be present to it. To be aware of being present and in our bodies when we're doing things that give us pleasure. Whatever it is. If it's roller skating, be in it. Feel it. If it's hiking, be in it. Feel it. Be present to it. Don't be on that half asleep, right? The we're on autopilot. Really be aware and take a moment to be into it. The pleasure of existing right now. Because it changes the world when we do that. As we create, as we have new thoughts, we change the world. And the world is made better for it. Here's an example. Don't believe me? You don't believe Rev Shar? Here's an example. All right, I like this. This is from Soul Boom. So he says, he's talking about art, emphasis on art and music. And how important that is. The musical gift that you offer, that vibration moves into us and changes us. Art is the same. So here's a story. True story, how arts saved the whales. In the 60s, whale numbers were dwindling, with more than 50,000 whales being slaughtered around the world every year. The ecology movement had only recently been launched, and environmentalists, try as they might, couldn't get the public to pay attention to the imminent destruction of our largest and most beautiful species. No one seemed to care. Meanwhile, a nerdy whale scientist named Roger Payne listened to a military sonar recording of humpback whales singing. And he became obsessed. He made more recordings and started spreading them around fanatically. He gave a tape to singer Judy Collins. She used the sounds for her album, Whales and Nightingales. Payne then released an entire album of his recordings called Songs of the Humpback Whale. This album went on to become the best-selling nature album of all time. National Geographic even sent out 10 million flexi-disc pressings of excerpts of the album to its subscribers. Greenpeace then piggybacked off the album's success, started to run a Save the Whales campaign. It started to blast whale songs from giant speakers at whaling ships while they were butchering the gorgeous endangered species. Over the course of the 70s, public opinion around whales shifted, in a large part due to the people hearing these plaintive, beautiful, human songs. Soon after, the International Whaling Commission put out an effective ban on whaling. Humpback whale populations increased from less than 1,000 to nearly 80,000 currently. So we think that creativity, art, music doesn't change the world? It changes the world. That nerdy guy in his office changed the world for whales by just delivering their songs to us. I think that's so beautiful. So he wasn't clogged up, right? He wasn't thinking, oh, what can I do? He was moving through creativity, through song, through music. And so that's what I want us to do. I want us to channel it more, okay? So I want us to be a sidewalk superintendent. Notice things. Stop and look around. Try a new recipe, a new dish, and don't use the recipe. Wing it. Turn up the music. Use the good china and crystal. Eat ice cream. Sugar. Eat ice cream. Color. Play hide and seek with kids. Or your friends. I'm down for an adult game of hide and seek. I am. Pleasure. Pleasure for the body. Let's reclaim that word. Pleasure. Get a massage with Steve. Get a pedicure. And when you're doing it, really be present. Don't be thinking about the grocery list or the, whatever is coming next on your list of things to do in your organized world on your iPhone that's telling you how to schedule your day. Be present to it. Feel your body. Maybe make a sound when you're getting a massage and it feels good. I want us to reclaim that and normalize it. Because when I'm in my nail salon and I'm getting my pedicure and it feels good and I release I give permission to the other ladies and gentlemen next to me to do the same thing. Pleasure and fun are creative mental atmospheres. Too many people have too little time and for pleasure in their usual week. Your mind needs the pleasure idea to offset the constant work idea. Maybe you stop in the middle of your workday and you color. Turn the music up loud. Make time for pleasure and creativity every day. It will enhance every area of your life because you will be opening up the channel to allow Spirit to dump into you, and it will change your life. You want more abundance? You want more relationship? You want more freedom? You want more? Make time for pleasure in your life. Make it a non-negotiable. Make it every day. Do something. Go buy a Sands of Time hourglass. Put it on your desk. Every 30 minutes when you're going to turn it over, do something for yourself. 5-10 seconds. Do it. Because we we need to get more pleasure in living. I want us to be living fully, not living half full. I want the channel to be open, and I want that creativity just pour out of us. Do you want it too?
Yes.
Yes. And so it is. I love you. More pleasure, we're going to invite Lisa and Nick up. And I love this song. Thank you.
Down for hide and seek, Charlie.
I'm with you.
Well, sometimes Nick plays that with me, and I'm not playing.
Where is he?
Okay.
Wake up to the sunlight, your windows open. Don't leave in your anger or leave words unspoken. Use your address, use your good wishes. Make a big mess and make lots of wishes. Have what you want, but want what you don't spend your life looking back. Turn up the music. Turn it up loud. Take a few chances. Yes, let it all out. You won't regret it. Look back from where this is not who you knew. It's not what you did. It's how you lived. So go to the bars, go to the balcony. Visit your folks more than just on the holidays. Kiss all your children, dance with your wife. Tell your husband you love him every night. Don't run from the truth, 'cause you can't get away. No. Just face it, you'll be okay. Turn up the music. Turn it up loud. Take a few chances. Yes, let it all out. 'Cause you won't regret. Look back from where you have been. 'Cause it's not who you knew, and it's not what you did. It's how you live. Love, love, wherever you are and whenever you'll be. Now is the chance to begin. So give to the needy, pray for the grieving, even when you don't think that you can. 'Cause all that you do is bound to come back to you. Think of your fellow man. Make peace with God, but make peace with your sin. Yeah. 'Cause in the end, there's nobody else. So turn up the music. Turn it up loud.
So perfect. So perfect. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. It is that time of service for our giving. So I'd ask Mike and Jim, my noodlers, to come back up. Each of you are a tremendous gift to us, too. We can't do what we do without you both. So thank you. Thank you. And our ushers could come forward for me. Thank you. Come on up. Oh, Holly's got her beautiful hat on today. I love it. Thank you both for your service. Thank you to our ambassador team. Can we give some love to our ambassador team? Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh, good. Oh, see, pleasure. She got it.
I just had cataract surgery and I can see you guys. You're late. And at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you for your gifts, for the offerings, for the tithes. Thank you for all the ways that you support our community online. Thank you for your support. We can do Venmo and PayPal. What we do here matters. It's important. The teaching, the message, the music, for our pleasure, right? So we got our pleasure today, didn't we? We checked that box today. We did. So thank you. Thank you for the gift. We appreciate it. We are grateful. And so if you would take it, and if you're an auto-tither, you can just put it right there on your heart space. We just deepen into gratitude for the gift of this morning, the pleasure that we received from being here together, for the music, for all of it. How good it is to be a part of this community, to be able to support this community together. So I say thank you for these blessings. Thank you. And so it is. So if you would join with me with our affirmation of abundance, which is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Thank you. I get to do my funky dance. We are such a vibrant community. It is crazy good. So I have to pick and choose a little bit, but we've got a lot of announcements today. So please welcome Mike. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Michael Valley. Well, we still have some great gifts available in the breezeway for Father's Day or someone special in your life. We have Painted Rocks by Jody, Succulent Arrangements by Barb Murray. Go pick yours out today. CSL TV promotes peace. The Diversity and Inclusion team has a wonderful idea for our center. They are purchasing an international peace pole and will be creating a peace garden right here under the great oak tree. The Center for Spiritual Living, Temecula Valley Peace Pole will be registered on the international registry, so those seeking a peaceful area to reflect would know that this spot resides here. We are fundraising to create this special area, looking to raise $500. Please see the D&I activities table.
We're halfway there.
Next, the CSL TV Practitioner Wisdom Teaching Summer Series will be held today after service. Practitioner Pat Clark will be leading a 45-minute teaching on listening to spirit within. This is a gift to our center from the practitioners, but love offerings are always appreciated. Next, summer education is coming our way. Reverend Charlene, Beth Haas, and Rev Michael will be teaching a class called Visioning, a Way of Life. This is a 5-week class focusing on the powerful spiritual practice of visioning. Visioning is a way to listen to our intuitive voice, our God voice, and catching the vision God has for our lives. We will be having classes on Tuesday evenings and a daytime class. There is a sign-up sheet on the activities table. And there's some more education. If you are interested in an online Zoom class, Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth is being presented July 3rd to August 28th. Please see the flyers on the activities table. Here's an exciting announcement. CSL TV is going dancing Thursday night, June 22nd at Club 80s in Corona. Please see the flyer on the activities table. And next, the CSL TV Pickleball Club is having fun and practicing every 4th Saturday of the month. Please see the website for all the details. And last, our own Reverend Dr. Victoria Bombery will be honored for her years of ministerial service with an ordination ceremony on Saturday, June 24th. This will be available via Zoom if you would like to join in honoring her. Information on the activities table. Information is on the activities table and our website. And that concludes our announcements.
Woo! Take a breath. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, and a couple of other notes. We are going to the Storm game in September, so we got that. There's all this is out front. We're getting our Joshua Tree weekend put together. Craig and Beth and Amberly are getting ready to put together a retreat in Joshua Tree in September, last weekend of September. So we've got stuff happening. So it is great. It is great, great, great. All right. So before we close, I'm going to just take a moment and recognize what we do here together. We change our lives through the power of our thinking, changing our thoughts, and prayer is one of those ways. And so when we come together as a community to remember the truth of our being together, there's a power in that. It moves from this place out into the atmosphere, into the ethers, into the noosphere, and it changes the collective consciousness. So we have practitioners here. They wear the blue stoles. You can see them. They're happy to pray with you after service out here in the breezeway. It's a gift. Take advantage of that gift. If you want more good in your life, see a practitioner. If you're in a time of challenge and it's a little uncomfortable, see a practitioner. Prayer changes things. We have a prayer box in the back. Put your prayer in there. We pray on it all week. We think about you all week. We hold it in heart and mind all week. So take advantage of that. Use it. My highest hope and goal is to see lines forming out in the breezeway for practitioners. And that every one of us has a treatment at least once a month with practitioner, which is a prayer. So let's just come together right here, right now. We can close the eyes, soften the eyes, whatever you prefer. As we come together to know the truth of our being. That God is love. It is pouring itself into this life experience, into each of us. And we are this love. In our beingness, in our thoughts, in our words, in our actions, we are God made manifest. And so I know that we channel this good, this creativity, this pleasure into our lives to create the life experience that we desire. For more good, more abundance, more freedom, more love, more health and wholeness. that we can call it forth by tapping into this place within us that only knows wholeness, love, joy. And we can expand it and create more of it in our lives. And when we do that, our life shifts. And it is good and very good. And so how good it is to know and remember as we breathe into ourselves this truth, this love, this pleasure. And so I know that each of us opens up to this pleasure and claims this gift of God, claims it, accepts it, and embodies it. And so with great gratitude, I release my word into the power and action of the law, for I know it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Lisa and Vic are up here to help close today with Living in Grace. Thank you. You're doing it. Can we have another welcome? I'd like to have you back here. I hope you come back and join us again. We would love to have you. It's just been a pleasure. All right, let's join together in Living in Grace. I'm coming down here. We can stand, we can hold hands, whatever we like. I love you. Have a great Sunday. Happy Father's Day.